Today I'd like to talk a little bit about soybean disease management and then move into managing Fusarium head blight in wheat. Before I get started, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all the people that, quite frankly, make this work possible. This is a list of individuals that I work with that I could not get this research done if it wasn't for their help. Now let's talk a little bit about soybean disease management. Every year, the soybean specialist, Dr. David Mosley, conducts a soybean OVT. And this is an official variety test. There's 7 different locations. There's one test at each location. However, in the last couple of years, I put in an additional test, the same one that Dr. Mosley conducts, with the exception that the varieties that I have, this test is not treated with a fungicide. So last year we had 158 varieties, and they were in 5 different maturity groupings. I monitored each location for disease development and recorded disease reactions for each variety, actually each plot, several times during the growing season. During this time, the diseases that I saw develop at each one of these locations, at Dean Lee and in Baton Rouge at the Ben-Hur Research Station, included Cercospora leaf blight, soybean rust, aerial blight, and also some target spot. This gives individuals that kind of peruse this data the opportunity to compare variety yields and varieties that were treated with the fungicide and that same variety that was not treated with the fungicide, and also gives us an opportunity to look at disease reactions across those 158 varieties. Hopefully this will improve your capability when selecting varieties, and this information can be found at the website listed at the bottom of this slide. In addition to looking at genetic resistance, we also evaluate fungicides, new fungicides that are coming down the pipe, see how they perform. This is the results of a test that was conducted at the Alexandria or the Dean Lee location in 2020. We have some of the newer fungicides, the Miravis top, which is from Syngenta, and also the Revitec, which is another product from BASF, Lucento from FMC. At this particular location, we had aerial blight, we had soybean rust, and we had Cercospora leaf blight. When looking at the aerial blight, it looked like the products, for the most part, all of them did a pretty good job, with the exception of Miravis top, although it did provide some suppression of aerial blight. Some of the better performing products for aerial blight included Trivapro, the Top Guard EQ, and the Lucento. Looking at the soybean rust and the Cercospora blight, most all of the fungicides relative to the non-treated look pretty good in suppressing those diseases, and we had moderate levels of those 2 particular diseases. When looking over at the yields, there was an increase in yield relative to the non-treated, so the fungicides seemed to work pretty good. Moving on to another location in Baton Rouge, we had aerial blight. For the most part, we had some soybean rust develop very late in the season. I chose not to include it on this slide. What we see, though, is a little bit of difference. Looks like the better products, performing products, are the Revitec, Top Guard EQ, Preaxor. Some of the other products, they did provide some suppression, but not what you would see in the previous slide. Possible explanations for this is these isolates of the Rhizoctonia, which causes the aerial blight, could possibly be resistant to some of these fungicides. We don't know that. I'm just making some speculations, but could be different populations. When you're looking at the yield, though, however, with the exception of the Miravis top, we did see an improvement in yield over the non-treated. So, just to summarize, the fungicides did preserve yield. In some cases, we had a 20 bushel higher yield relative to the non-treated. The Miravis top did look pretty good on Cercospora leaf blight, which is probably our #1 disease we have to deal with. The RevTech again looked good to fair on Cercospora leaf blight, good on aerial blight. Tribal Pro and was good on Cercospora leaf blight and aerial blight. Lucento was good on Cercospora leaf blight, fair to good depending on the location at aerial blight. All the products were good when looking at soybean rust. And this just gives you an idea. This is from the Alexandria location. This is a non-treated plot. That's the Miravis top, looked pretty good. And then we had the RevTech, some of the newer fungicides, look pretty impressive. Now moving on to Fusarium head blight. This has been a recurring problem in wheat over the past 5 to 6 years. It infects the heads. The optimum time for infection is going to be at flowering. However, you can infection from to harvest. If you notice, the row of seeds on the top are shriveled and deformed. Those are infected seed. They're called tombstones. And then if you notice in the gloom on the far right-hand side of this, you get the pink salmon color of the fungus. You can control this to some extent by rotating to non-host. That would include soybean and cotton. Moderately resistant varieties are available. We're currently looking at different varieties and genotypes. It's part of a national screening project. And also there's some fungicides that are somewhat effective. You can also plow under infested debris, like wheat, and also corn. Just realize corn is also a host for this fungus, so it increases the risk when you grow wheat behind corn. There is a new product, Miravis Ace. It's produced by Syngenta. If you notice on the left-hand side of the slide, the white bleached heads, this is way before the crop is maturing. That's scab, pretty severe, and you compare it to the adjacent picture, and that's a plot treated with Miravis Ace. At any rate, it looks promising. This is some work that was done in 2018. Probably the 3 products of choice are going to be Caramba, Fusarium, and Miravis Ace for managing head scab. And if you look at the results in that particular test, the Miravis Ace looked pretty good. The Caramba and Fusarium may not be quite as good as the Miravis Ace in this case, but it was definitely better than the non-treated. Also, the severity, likewise, was better for all 3 products, or lower for all 3 products relative to the non-treated. And this was reflected with higher yields, varying higher yields. Not necessarily statistically different in some cases. Moving on to 2020, I also had a scab test. It was a fungicide timing test. We had Fusarium, Caramba, and Miravis Ace, and we also had an experimental. If you look at the 3 products, and actually if you want to include the experimental applied at flowering, they did quite well. We had scab on a 0 to 9 scale. They suppressed the scab relative to the non-sprayed. This was also reflected in higher yields relative to the non-treated. Now, if you put the Miravis Ace out at heading, the control was not quite as good. The yields were certainly just slightly different, but still very similar. However, if you waited 6 days after flowering, those plots did not look much better, and the yields did not look much better than the non-sprayed. I will say that this test was hit by a tornado, and we had to harvest it by hand. This is just a picture of that particular trial, and what I wanted to point out is just the dramatic differences in color. You see a non-treated, and also the plot that was treated 6 days after flowering relative to the golden, healthy-looking wheat plots that are scattered throughout the test. So a picture's worth 1,000 words. Bottom line, applications made at flowering are best for scab management. We also conduct wheat OVTs, similar to the soybean OVT. It's at 7 different locations. Dr. Steve Harrison, our wheat breeder, coordinates this project. Recently, we decided to pick 3 locations. Of those 7 locations, the Northeast area, Dean Lee and Alexandria, and also Baton Rouge. We treated half of those reps with Miravis Ace twice. So it gave you the possibility and or the opportunity, I should say, to rate each variety, sprayed variety versus the non-sprayed variety, and look at the ratings and the yields. And that information can be found at the website listed at the bottom of the slide. Again, I want to thank you for your time and for all your time. Wish you the best in this upcoming growing season. I want to thank the Louisiana Soybean and Grain Board for their support of this project. And just if you need anything, just get in touch with me at this contact information listed at the bottom of the slide. Have a blessed